bracing for a tough budget.
You inherit a lot of decisions that have been made by your predecessor.
Critics say the government created some of the challenges with previous wasteful spending. Plus, back on Canadian soil after chaos in Puerto Vallarta.
Probably one of the most scariest times I've been through.
But not everyone is enjoying the relief of a flight home.
Maybe I'm naive, but I just assumed that they would have an action plan.
And building connections, one encounter at a time.
It's sometimes easier for people to do that with an animal than a human.
Inside an equine therapy program to see the benefits close up.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Tara Nelson.
Hello and thank you for joining us. As Albertans prepare to learn more about a budget with a deficit deep in the red, some are slamming the Smith government for overspending. While plunging resource revenue and a growing population are big reasons for a tough budget, critics are calling out some questionable costs too. Jordan Canagan is at the legislature in Edmonton tonight. So Jordan, what can we expect tomorrow?
Well, Tara, it's no secret that tomorrow's provincial budget will be a difficult one with a multi-billion-dollar deficit anticipated. Now, those falling oil prices have certainly taken a bite out of the fiscal situation here in Alberta, but there are also worries about the increased spending and size of Alberta's government. Thursday's Alberta budget won't be pretty.
We've had successive governments make certain decisions that put us in a position where we've got quite a large reliance on resource revenues. It was a choice that was made because we wanted to keep our tax environment low.
But Smith's government made its own spending choices too. The Premier's office budget jumped $4.8 million last year, and $280,000 was spent on new carpet. $70 million was sunk on children's pain medication, and then more than $700,000 was the cost to destroy the unwanted expiring leftovers. Coal settlements have totaled $238 million so far, with two more likely to come still. $163 million in payouts to parents during the teacher strike will climb as well, and $37,000 was spent on new tableware in the government house.
There is a lack of prioritization of wants versus needs, and they have it mixed up.
The province says the spending is all needed, but it all adds up. Expenses this year are projected to climb to $79 billion, about $10 billion higher than spending under the NDP government a decade ago, even when adjusted for inflation.
They have wasted hundreds of millions, if not billions, of Albertans' dollars on their vanity projects or to line the pockets of their friends, and that's not delivering for Albertans.
While expenses are up overall, per capita spending has decreased under the United Conservatives. Adjusted to inflation and population growth, Rachel Notley's first budget spent about $700 more per person than the last Smith budget.
As ministers, we've been asked to look at our departments, look at our spending to ensure that we are maximizing the benefits of the money that we do spend.
Revenue that has fallen with oil prices lowered while spending has jumped.
The province of Alberta chose to increase spending, especially in budget 2022 and 2023, largely because royalty revenues were high. We spent a windfall. That was a choice we made. It wasn't something that was imposed on us.
Now, we already know some ministries will see spending increase. Health and education, for example, will also see the transition from sheriffs to their own provincial police service will cost more as well. What we don't know yet is where we could see some savings and cuts, or which fees and taxes could be hiked as well. That budget is set to be tabled tomorrow afternoon, Tara.
Okay, Jordan, thank you. Now, the province also gave a sneak peek at the education budget today. Mark Villani has those details from McDougall Centre tonight. Mark.
Yeah, Tara, the province is spending hundreds of millions of dollars more on education spending this time around. It says it will address everything from complexity issues in the classroom as well as major teacher shortages and other staffing shortages with educational assistants. Reactions to this announcement were mixed today, but it did receive some praise from the province's educators. Classroom sizes are growing, student needs are changing, and teachers are burning out. But Alberta's government says it has a plan.
We are taking steps to address some of those challenges and provide much needed support to educators.
The province is promising $10.8 billion towards education in Budget 2026. That amounts to $722 million more than last year. Much of the funding is earmarked for renovating and building new schools. 120 projects are underway. Investments, the Premier says, need to be fast-tracked.
If we don't get in the queue with some of our big projects, and then we have a windfall and it comes through and we have to pay premium to get companies willing to bid on our projects, that doesn't help anyone.
If passed, the budget would provide $1.8 billion to help students with complex needs, $20 million for math and reading supports, and $458 million for school transportation. Also included is enough money to hire 1,600 teachers and 800 support staff.
We are working aggressively, as I think we're demonstrating today and from previous action, to get more supports into the classroom.
Where are we going to find all of these teachers now?
Advocacy groups like Support Our Students Alberta question whether the increase in funding can keep pace with more than 80,000 students that have arrived in the province over the last 5 years.
I heard a lot of blaming in this press conference and not a lot of responsibility taking for 6 years of underfunding our system.
But the Alberta Teachers Association was pleasantly surprised.
I was expecting the bare minimum.
ATA President Jason Schilling says the major investment is a direct result of pressuring the province during last fall's 3-week teachers' strike, adding that it's now up to school boards to spend the funds responsibly.
Now we have to make sure that that money that has been allocated for schools to improve classrooms, to expand complexity teams, to address aggression, actually hits the schools.
Now, Tara, this increased funding is part of a multi-year plan, according to the province. They aim to have their education spending increase to $11.5 billion for the 2028 to 29 budget season. Now, that money, the province argues, should support about 5,000 more education jobs in the province. But school boards and teachers say the real measure of this success here will be whether or not we see tangible relief inside those classrooms that are overcrowded right now. Sarah.
Okay, Mark, thank you. The province says it will be looking at guidelines for some public libraries that carry books previously banned from schools. Premier Daniel Smith says more details will be shared shortly, but the guidelines will be made for public libraries that are attached to schools in the province. She says the guidelines will focus on making the books accessible for older students but unavailable for younger people. The province has established a list of books with images or pictures of sexual acts that had to be removed from school libraries. Repatriation flights from Mexico are returning to Canada following weekend violence from the cartel. But many Albertans are still stranded in Puerto Vallarta. Tyson Fedor is at the airport tonight. And Tyson, many people are becoming a bit frustrated with the airlines.
And Tara, more specifically, WestJet, as the first repatriation flight here to Calgary landed last night with travelers getting off from Puerto Vallarta. Someone that we've spoken to who are still in Mexico say they've had zero communication with WestJet since their flights were canceled on Sunday. Now, at this point, it's a waiting game to just understand when those travelers will be coming home. A beach vacation for Doug Bellamy and his daughters in Puerto Vallarta. But Sunday, cartel chaos in the Mexican city shut down the airport and all flights to and from the Jalisco region, including Bellamy's WestJet flight home.
But my daughters each have a medication that is, one has run out and the other is, she got enough till the weekend.
The hotel has compensated their stay until Friday this week for free. However, Bellamy still does not know when he will be able to return to his High River home.
I just assumed that they would have an action plan and that they would send a plane down, because obviously there's lots of planes that available. The WestJet is willing to make money while we wait here instead of taking care of somebody who's already given them money.
According to the Canadian Transportation Agency, airlines are required to book passengers on the next available flight, including competitors within 48 hours.
Service ranging flights was atrocious. WestJet should be ashamed of themselves.
You're also entitled to a reimbursement if you buy an airline ticket to get home.
This is not the first time that WestJet is leaving people stranded when WestJet has an obligation to rebook passengers.
Some travelers returned to Calgary Tuesday night and recount when the violence erupted.
We were sitting
having breakfast, and the bombs started going off. And then the fires and the smoke and then the gunfire.
But it has not deterred everyone from returning to the country in the future.
I didn't feel unsafe at any point. I saw stories, people saying it was like apocalyptic and war zone, and it was not that feeling.
I was golfing that day at the golf course, and then there was no taxis and no buses. So I had to leave my golf clubs at the golf course, and the golf course was closed for the next 2 days. So my clubs are still in Mexico.
WestJet says it's added 12 additional flights from Puerto Vallarta and will review all expense submissions incurred. Tyson Fedor, CTV News, Calgary.
WestJet also asks stranded passengers to use self-serve online tools and contact their travel agent. The airline says if a guest has not been communicated with them by now, it might be because of an error in their details or their travel agent failed to provide them. A new survey finds plenty of support for the downtown Green Line connection if it includes an underground element. The online survey by several groups, including the Calgary Downtown Association, found 98% of businesses along the proposed Green Line route were in support of the transit line, but that support drops to just 7% if an elevated line is the only option through downtown. Nearly half of businesses also say they would consider selling their business if an above-grade alignment was chosen. Residents in the area were more receptive to an elevated line. Nearly 9 in 10 people say they were content with that option. Let's get a sneak peek at the evening ahead. Danielle joins us now. It felt much springier out there today.
And even springier tomorrow. It's tomorrow night I want to make sure you have a heads up about. 5 degrees is the temperature right now. We did get up to 7 earlier today. It's been a little gusty at times, up to 50 kilometers per hour in the city. Overall, quite a nice day. Tomorrow, things are going to get gustier as a cold front approaches. So we're looking at 60 to 70 kilometer per hour gusts possible tomorrow. That will carry us up to 10 degrees, so very spring-like. But by the supper hours, the snowflakes will start to arrive, and this is a big snowfall on the way. Those details just ahead, Tara.
Thank you, Danielle. Just ahead, a clue from Washington on upcoming trade talks, what the U.S. is signaling about tariffs and how Canada is responding. Plus, Alberta farm families looking at ways to diversify so they can weather these uncertain times. We'll explain. Canada has signed a new defense agreement with South Korea.
As strategic partners, Canada and the Republic of Korea will continue to work together and to promote regional stability, reinforcing a free, open, and secure Indo-Pacific region.
The deal relates to the exchange and protection of classified military and defense information. Ottawa has painted the agreement as a way to improve collaboration on several things, from defense to security and research. The two countries previously signed a memorandum of understanding in January on the need for cooperation around economic and industrial growth. Canada barely got a mention in Donald Trump's very long and largely scripted State of the Union address Tuesday night. Prime Minister Mark Carney says he didn't even watch it, but there are impacts for Canada. President Trump made it clear tariffs are still a key plank in his economic plan for the U.S. And today on Fox News, Trump's trade representative singled out our country, saying this is about moving manufacturing back to America.
We really want to focus on reshoring here. We want to have production here. We don't necessarily want to be dependent on China, Canada, or anybody else for things like cars and that kind of thing.
GM and Stellantis have been cutting jobs here in Canada. Well, we will look towards Koreans, we will look towards Germans, and we'll look towards Chinese investments.
The U.S. has 50% levies on steel and aluminum going into their country and 25% tariffs on autos. Farmers are used to unpredictability, but Alberta producers have faced several major environmental challenges and trade uncertainty lately. Canola and pea farmers are expected to see some relief from Chinese tariffs soon, but many agriculture families are now looking at ways to weather the storms that could still lie ahead. Alicia Philberg explains.
When planting crops in the spring, you never know what price you might get after harvesting in the fall. But Alberta farmers face even more uncertainty due to recent droughts and tariffs. So some are finding ways to diversify. Century Double K Farms near Lacombe converted a few underperforming acres into environmental habitats.
We were able to economically reduce our input costs. It helps us, obviously, with diversity to
handle situations where the tariff situation comes in.
Lundy grows canola and peas. Last year, China added 100% tariffs on both crops. So not wasting time and resources on tricky land that doesn't grow much, and some annual payments from the national charity that helped convert the land make a difference.
So yeah, this is a growing trend, and the reason why is very practical.
The group says helping the environment benefits the farm.
So when we get those heavy rain events, wetlands obviously retain that water, slow it down, have a place for it to go. And during periods of drought, farmers have a resource where they can draw that water from.
A new report following a roundtable with representatives from agriculture, business and government calls for a national agricultural strategy to reduce challenges.
Because we're seeing a lot of geopolitical disruption that are making traditional export markets less reliable and unstable.
Canada and China struck a deal expected to reduce and remove pea and canola tariffs by March 1st. And Prime Minister Mark Carney is on a trade mission to deepen ties with India, Australia and Japan. But the agriculture industry still faces hurdles.
We still have a 100% tariff on canola oil, so we do have additional work to do.
Which is why many farmers are also testing out new crops to make their operations more resilient.
We've seen canola prices have gone up. My only uncertainty is that, if something happens again, how can we benefit?
Alicia Fieldberg, CTV News, Calgary.
On March 1st, Canada is expected to remove tariffs on Canadian peas, canola and meal and reduce tariffs to 15% on canola seed. Local business leaders gathered at SAIT today for an event focused on trade opportunities in new markets. The Trade Without Borders Summit focused on how Canadian businesses can leverage global markets for growth. Panelists and experts in technology, energy, and international industries discussed government support, funding programs, along with emerging opportunities in Southeast Asian regions, China, Africa, Brazil, and India. The goal is to equip Alberta companies with the tools to unlock investment opportunities internationally.
This is CTV News, Calgary.
Let's bring Danielle back in now as we look ahead to our 5-day forecast. So there's still a little bit of winter in there.
Yeah, we have two major weather stories, basically. Tomorrow will be quite warm. We'll get into the double digits, but very windy. And then by Friday, it's a big snow event for us. In fact, you'll probably have to shovel more than once in most communities because of all the snow that's on the way. It's a significant one. Okay, looking at wind gusts today, it was very gusty south of the city. 80 in Pincher Creek, that was the max, just over 80 in Lethbridge, in those mid-50s for Medicine Hat. Calgary and Brooks, 40 to 50 range for the day, and Drumheller a little tamer at 35. Fast forward to tomorrow, though, and this far south quadrant here, Pincher Creek over to Lethbridge, looking at 110 kilometer per hour gusts tomorrow. And in Calgary, Brooks, Medicine Hat picking up to 60, even 70 kilometers per hour. So it's a very windy day tomorrow, windier than what we've had so far today. And because we're looking over that 100 kilometer per hour mark in the far south, so Pincher Creek over to Lethbridge, down to Milk River, Tabor included in this. This is why the wind warning is in place for these communities for tomorrow. The good news with this wind is most of the wind will be excessively gusty before the snowfall, so that will help in conditions somewhat. All right, this is what it did to temperatures today with regards to the gusts we had so far. 8 was the high in Brooks and Medicine Hat, 5 in Lethbridge, 7 in Calgary. Pincher Creek got up to 3. So very toasty temperatures for the end of February. Right now we're sitting at 5 in the city, 4 in Lethbridge and in Medicine Hat and Brooks as well. Radar and satellite not showing you a whole lot right now, but I want to show you the future casts and what's to come. Key thing for tomorrow is we are looking at a good amount of sunshine. It's a nice day if you can handle the wind. It's a nice day tomorrow in the city and in the far south as well. Time of arrival for the snowfall in Calgary is around 6-7 p.m. tomorrow. So bright but windy, warm day tomorrow. And then by the supper hours, maybe as late as 7, that's when the snowflakes will start to fall here. And then this will track to the south. This is going to be pretty consistent, pretty widespread. And this is why we're looking at some significant totals with this, with the bullseye area being right here. So I'm going to show you amounts and what you can expect. But before we even get to that timeline of it moving out, it'll move out Friday night of the city, and the far south will still see some flurries Saturday morning. Here's a look at what you can expect in anywhere from 10 to 15 centimeters, basically Canmore, Cochrane, down through Calgary, Okotoks. Lethbridge could see some higher amounts, closer to that 20 mark, Milk River as well. Here's your Action Furnace 5-day forecast for the city. 10 degrees for tomorrow. Tomorrow night around 6, 7 when the snow starts, 1 to 3 centimeters. And then another 5 to 10 expected for Friday. Check out your high for Friday, -7. And by Saturday, still cold at -8.
Mounties say they are working hard to curb a theft trend targeting large equipment. Mounties found 3 semis, 7 trailers, 2 tractors and much more on a property in Wetaskiwin County earlier this month. Officers estimate the stolen goods amounted to about $1.5 million. 4 people were arrested. 1 man is now facing charges. RCMP have linked the equipment to 16 different thefts from across central Alberta and Edmonton.
Within the last month to 2 months, we've seen a big uptick in the amount of stolen tractor trailer units in and around central Alberta district. And so this was a direct result to that trend.
Mounties used a drone to help spot the stolen goods. Tax season is upon us. We'll tell you about a free clinic for low-income seniors to not just help keep money in their wallet, but to access even more from Ottawa. And it gives new meaning to taking out the trash. A garbage man helps police track a suspect. Part of a road collapsed in Nebraska this week. The vehicles at the top right of the screen fell into a sinkhole when the drivers were waiting at a red light. Both drivers did get out safely, and the cars behind them just reversed away slowly. Local officials blamed a water main break for the collapse. A free Calgary tax clinic has reopened to help low-income seniors ahead of the April 30th deadline. It comes as tax experts warn Albertans about some changes this year. Jacqueline Wilson reports.
The CRA is now accepting electronically filed returns, so it's time for Canadians to organize their receipts and paperwork ahead of the April 30th general filing deadline. Self-employed people and their spouses have until June 15th, but any taxes owed must be paid by the end of April.
Employers have until the end of this month to give you your T4 slip that you'll need for your tax return, and you have until March 2nd, so that's next week, to contribute to your RSP for that contribution to be accounted for the 2025 tax year.
LeMay says there were a few changes to note.
First, the federal government has reduced the first tax bracket, right, from 15% to 14%. And what they decided to do, CRA, is because this change came during the year, they decided to apply a 14.5 tax rate for the full tax year. So then you'll see a saving there. And then if you're also in Alberta, the provincial government has introduced a new tax bracket this year. So instead of 10%, you'll be paying 8% on your first $60,000 of taxable income.
The shift is meant to help with affordability, a big issue for some low-income seniors and AISH recipients taking advantage of Unison's free tax clinic at the Kirby Centre.
It connects seniors to benefits that they may not know they're eligible for, or they may stop getting if they're not doing their taxes.
Last year, the event helped 5,000 people and saw nearly $4 million return to the pockets of seniors.
Yeah, it is nice that they're helping out, because otherwise I'd have to go to H&R Block and pay $80.
Instead of paying these large fees, it's great.
The free clinic's backbone is the volunteers, and Ruth Pogue has been helping since 2018.
I do think that personal income tax is a very difficult process now, though, and that a lot of people can't navigate it themselves. So it's great that the Kirby Centre can offer something for this.
The clinic runs until May 1st. Appointments are encouraged, but walk-ins are welcome. Jacqueline Wilson, CTV News, Calgary.
For more information on the clinic and eligibility requirements, you can visit our website, ctvnewscalgary.ca. The city of Lethbridge is looking at next steps for its airport after WestJet announced plans to cancel its only commercial daily flights. The airline is canceling its route from Lethbridge to Calgary and Medicine Hat to Calgary due to insufficient demand for service. Lethbridge's airport is home to a flight school and also handles charter and cargo flights. The mayor says the airline's decision caught the city off guard and says officials are still assessing what this means for the future of YQL.
That's very early. We just found out on Friday. We're going through all of this. We've got the work plan that was presented to us by the manager from the airport, and so we're looking at other options, and as we should continually to do.
The last flight for both routes will take place June 24th. Many people swear by the benefits of spending time with horses. We'll tell you about a local charity raising awareness about hands-on equine therapy. Stay with us. The role of horses in our society has changed a lot since homesteaders first settled here. These days, a working horse isn't just something you'll see on a ranch or at the Calgary Stampede. Some are being used in a gentler capacity for equine therapy. Southern Alberta is home to a number of organizations, and a Canmore group is raising awareness about the practice. Kevin Fleming has more.
He's excited at any chance he gets to be around horses. Ocean Falconer has been working with Bow Valley Equine Adaptive for years. The 23-year-old is developmentally delayed and is happy to just stand with a horse named Gold.
I feel like when Ocean is around horses, he doesn't feel like he's any different than they are. He feels a connection in that, oh, this horse is nonverbal as well. And he's a beautiful creature and can just have so much purpose. And I feel like he feels that connection as well.
The organization offers a variety of programs with horses and instructors in the Bow Valley. Its clients are living with physical, cognitive, emotional, or behavioral challenges.
Our riding program can start at 5 years old. The groundwork is typically 8 and up. And again, it just depends on the abilities and physical abilities and cognitive understanding.
McDonald says the Adaptive is hosting a documentary shining a light on various equine therapies all over the world. The film is to raise awareness, but also funds for the programming here. Victoria Baldwin has a condition similar to MS and enrolled in 5 sessions this past summer where she groomed and walked beside a horse named Bo.
By the last session, I was really sad to leave. Honestly, it's a sensation that you can't really describe. You just it warms your heart.
Gold isn't a regular therapy horse, but he's well suited for it at 33 years old. Lisa Young says the therapy time is as good for the horse as it is for the client.
I think we made his week because it's been a bit cold and slippery and he hasn't been out much. I think we probably made his month. Yeah, no, he'll have enjoyed that a lot.
Kevin Fleming, CTV News, Canmore.
The documentary screening will take place Sunday, March 1st in Canmore at 1 p.m. Bow Valley Equine Adaptive will then host a discussion after the screening. All right, we're kicking off trending tonight with a surprise for new parents. This is Scotland's gift to every newborn.
Some breast pads, maternity pads,
children's books,
bath and room thermometer, digital thermometer,
baby socks. Look at that.
Wow, this is the Scottish baby box, and it's something every baby born in Scotland gets. It's full of essentials for parents and newborn. It was designed to give every child an equal and healthy start in life.
Like it.
This goes on for quite a while. There's a lot in there. There's sleepers and jumpers and books and all sorts of things in there.
Fantastic.
That's a great idea.
Nice. Yeah. I also really appreciate the little tiny toques that they make for babies here in Calgary.
Yeah, very
I appreciate the accents too.
Yes. Well, still with babies, the Toronto Zoo is celebrating the birth of an endangered Maasai giraffe, the world's tallest land mammal. The female calf was born Sunday morning, was standing within about 30 minutes. Zoo officials say the mother and the calf are doing well. They've been left alone to bond following the birth. And zoo officials also say this took on a greater significance following the unexpected death of the calf's father, Kiko, just last month. Wow.
Oh, look how sweet.
Cute. Well, an unsuspecting sanitation worker got a bit of a scare when they popped the top of a bin. They did not find trash, but a person was inside. Ohio police say this all started when a suspect ran from a traffic stop. So just watch this. Ooh, dashcam just happened to catch that moment. The garbage man lifts the lid on the case and then is frantically pointing police in the direction of the person emerging from a very stinky hiding spot, might I add.
Yeah, that's a stinky hiding. What did you do that
it was worth it to jump into a dirty garbage can?
Yeah, that's your best option.
Yeah. Police said we've nicknamed him Oscar the Grouch. He was on the run, but we were in the right place at the right time. They took him into custody.
So they got him, you see?
I hope he had a chance to shower. Yikes. Still to come, the Canadian government is sending additional aid to Cuba as the country's humanitarian crisis worsens. Ottawa's action plan as Cuba faces shortages of electricity, fuel, and basic necessities.
here's your Skywatch weather camera. What a cool shot of the city. And what a nice day it was. It was a little on the windy side for the city, but we had some warm temperatures for the end of February. We got to 7. Currently, we're sitting at 5, above the normal of 1. This is a look at gusts today. 50 was the max in the city, in the 80s. Pincher Creek over to Lethbridge. That'll get more excessive tomorrow, 110 kilometre per hour gusts. Pincher Creek over to Lethbridge, Milk River and Taber. Closer to the Medicine Hat area, 60 to 70 kilometre per hour gusts. Calgary as well, and closer to Drumheller, 50 to 60. Windy day tomorrow ahead of this cold front that will be swiping through, and that will drop some snowfall. Before we get there, though, it'll be toasty, even toastier than today. Right now, we're sitting at 5 in the city, 4 in Lethbridge, Milk River, Medicine Hat and Brooks. Nothing going on radar and satellite really at the moment, but your 24-hour forecast brought to you by Action Furnace Fixed Right or It's Free, showing you that 3 degrees at 8 a.m. The gusts will start picking up, so earlier in the morning it will be actually quite nice, and then the gusts will start picking up to 70 kilometers per hour in the afternoon. 10 degrees will be the daytime high, so that's very toasty for this time of year. All right, 11 for Kamloops and Salmon Arm for tomorrow. Mixed precipitation for Golden and Fernie. Red Deer, Edmonton, Rocky Mountain House will start to see this snowfall. It will kick off as rainfall, then switch to snow earlier in the day. But by about 6 p.m. it should enter Olds. By 7 p.m. into Calgary, and then 10 p.m. in through Lethbridge and Medicine Hat. Ahead of this, it will be very gusty as well, as we talked about. That will get us up to 8 in Lethbridge and 11 in Medicine Hat for tomorrow. Tara?
Thank you, Danielle. The Premier warns tomorrow's budget will include some hard choices, but some critics say the Smith government has had years of wasteful spending, from renovations in the Premier's office to coal company payments after a policy flip-flop. The UCP government is promising a 7% increase in education spending despite that expected large deficit. Critics say the funding boost is long overdue. And many Albertans are back home after the weekend violence in Mexico, but several passengers still stranded in Puerto Vallarta say they're frustrated with a lack of communication from WestJet. The federal government is offering up millions of dollars of aid in Cuba as the island nation struggles with ongoing food and gas shortages. The crisis was prompted by an ongoing U.S. oil embargo. CTV's Heather Wright has the latest on how Ottawa is planning to help.
At Cubano Kings in downtown Toronto, the menu is simple but authentic.
How you doing, buddy?
Cafecitos, Cubanos, Pastelitos. Canada has been Felix King Risco's home for 2 decades, but his heart is still in Havana with his family.
They're not doing so great.
His mother, aunts, and cousins all still live in Cuba, where electricity is limited, food is expensive, and gas is scarce.
6 o'clock, there's nobody in the street. People are afraid of getting mugged. People are afraid of getting robbed, all the staff.
Since January, the United States has blocked all oil from entering Cuba, trying to squeeze the Cuban government and force a regime change. But the blockade has quickly led to rapidly deteriorating conditions across the country. Today, Canada announced $8 million in aid to Cuba to be delivered through the World Food Program and UNICEF.
And Cuba is going to need massive assistance of various sorts, and food, I think, is going to be a big one. So $8 million worth of food won't go all that far for a population of about 10 million.
It's a balancing act for Ottawa as it tries to provide aid that goes directly to Cubans and not the Cuban regime, while also not inflaming tensions with the United States, which has vowed to place tariffs on any country that sends oil to the island nation.
I have not discussed Canadian aid intentions with Secretary Rubio or the United States. This is Canadian foreign policy.
For Felix King Risco, he says his country has been through many challenging times, but this one feels different.
Something needs to change.
Global Affairs Canada says this money will be released immediately, adding they continue to monitor the situation in Cuba and will respond accordingly in the future. Heather Wright, CTV News, Toronto.
Edmonton Riverbend MP Matt Genereux says he has nothing bad to say about the Conservatives. He made the comments after his first Liberal caucus meeting.
I have no bad words to say about people on the other side of the aisle. Many of them are friends and deep friends, and a lot of them continue to text me. I hope that to remain friends, but certainly it wasn't an easy decision to do this, and it was something that I know there's some that don't agree with it, and fortunately that's, I guess we're going to leave that.
What do you make? Jean Roux crossed the floor to the Liberal Party last week. He will join Prime Minister Mark Carney on a 9-day trade trip later this week. Jean Roux is now the special advisor on economic and security partnerships. The trade trip will take a Canadian delegation to India, Australia, and Japan. As expected, NVIDIA reported a blowout fourth quarter earnings report that hints the AI boom remains strong. Here's BNN Bloomberg's Lindsay Biscaya.
NVIDIA cleared the high bar with fourth quarter results that beat estimates, as well as a strong outlook for the first quarter. The company's fiscal fourth quarter surged 73% from the previous year and reported profits nearly double to roughly $43 billion. CEO Jensen Huang implied these results feed into his thesis that the AI boom is still in its early stages of a build-out. NVIDIA's stock price rose nearly 4% in extended trading after those results came out. And here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar was up 10 cents to end the day. West Texas Intermediate dropped to 65.47. Western Canadian Select also down 50 cents to end the day. And the TSX closed on yet another new high, finishing above 34,000. Those are your business headlines. I'm Lindsay Biscaya.
A new play in Calgary depicts an historic event when Princess Diana visited Canada back in 1991.
I'm really nervous.
So am I.
Casey and Diana is based on a real-life visit that Diana made to Toronto's Casey House, Canada's first freestanding AIDS hospice. She shook hands with a patient without wearing gloves, breaking a stigma at the height of the AIDS crisis. Those involved in the production say it's a powerful tribute to love, resilience, and compassion.
We also have an entire cast of just Alberta-based artists and designers, lots of queer allies and queer people like myself. So it's been a really, really special opportunity for us to speak to this wildly important event.
There's a lot of Diana's cheekiness and silliness that I wanted to bring to this. Her humanity with these people. There's a version of Diana that you see in hospices. She's so calm and she's very silly, and I wanted to just be that presence in this show.
You can catch Casey and Diana until March 15th at the Martha Cohen Theatre at the Workland Centre. Ticket info can be found at albertatheatreprojects.com. Hamilton is making a return visit to Calgary. The award-winning show will close the season in June. The hit Broadway musical is part of the Broadway Across Canada season lineup. It includes Disney's Beauty and the Beast and Juliet and Mrs. Doubtfire. A key member of Calgary's sports community has passed away. Perry Kavanagh died Sunday at the age of 66 after a battle with Alzheimer's. In 2022, the Perry Kavanagh Arena was named after him in recognition of his lifelong commitment to minor hockey. He served as head of Hockey Calgary, and he was chair of Sport Calgary for 4 years. Kavanagh is survived by his wife Kathy, 3 sons, and 2 grandchildren. A crosstown rivalry is in the works this weekend. The men's Cougars face the Dinos in the Canada West semi-final, and Glenn has a preview for us next. The recent cartel violence in Mexico has raised some concerns about that country's ability to host upcoming FIFA World Cup matches. Guadalajara is among the host cities for the tournament. Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum says the matches will go ahead, and she says there is no risk to fans. FIFA officials have also indicated they have no intention of changing their intended venues. The Calgary Flames have one more day until their NHL schedule resumes. Glenn's back with us. Glenn, the Flames will be on the road for 3 games.
Here, that trip begins tomorrow night as they play San Jose Sharks. Today, they were back on the ice for practice ahead of a very busy schedule. The Flames will play their last 26 games of the regular season over 50 days. And with the NHL's trade deadline on March 6th, this team could look very different next week. Meanwhile, Martin Pospisil, he's back from the Olympics where Slovakia lost out to Finland for the bronze medal. Still a great showing for this country, and Pospisil says he really enjoyed the experience.
It was a great experience, it was first time, so I didn't know what to expect, but we had such a good group of guys, and I was enjoying time with the guys, with the national team, and I'm always proud to represent my country, and it means a lot, and I think we had pretty good tournament.
I just want to play hockey, so I'm excited, and the more games the better. So I wish the season kept on going after these 2 months, but you know, there's a limit on how many games you can play. You can only get an 82, but you know, I'm just excited to play hockey again, and a lot of games is good for me.
So the Flames in San Jose tomorrow night, then back at it on the weekend. They play the Kings Saturday and the Ducks on Sunday. It'll be a Crowchild Classic playoff style in men's hockey this weekend. The Cougars take on the Dinos in the Canada West semifinal.
Zone, here's a chance, shot, rebound, scores!
The U of C Dinos pulled out the broom and swept MacEwan University in the quarterfinals this past weekend.
Kidd walks, shot, scores!
The Dinos, who had some trouble scoring down the stretch, got the offense rolling, scoring 10 goals in 2 games.
Involved, Pakala shoots and scores!
Rookie forward Hayden Pakala led the way with 2 goals and 3 assists.
Yeah, we've kind of been struggling a bit the last couple games, scoring 5-on-5, but I think we're kind of finding our way now, and yeah, it just feels good to get some 5-on-5 there.
Right down in, and Kidd scores!
The Dinos have won 4 in a row, but now the job gets harder as they have to face the Mount Royal Cougars, who finished in first place in the Canada West East Division. The Cougars went 15-2 down the stretch.
I think we just got to play a really solid team game. I think we need to outwork them. That'll be one of the biggest things. They're a really hard-working team, so I think we need to match that and even actually be better than them with working hard. You know, physicality, getting numbers, close support.
A lot is on the line in this series. It's the Battle of Calgary Crowchild Classic playoff style.
Yeah, look, it's a city of Calgary. It's, you know, it's a Crowchild Classic. You know, kind of an extension of that. There's animosity between 2 programs. There's competitive balance and all of those things that go into it. Our guys don't like them. They don't like us. You know, city bragging rights, all that. You know, they're a good team, and especially in the last 4 or 5 years, there's been some really good battles between us, and you know, we're looking forward to the challenge.
Game 1 will be played Friday night, Game 2 Saturday night, and if necessary, Game 3 goes Sunday night. All games will be played at Flames Community Arena. The winner gets an automatic berth into the national championship.
Good stuff, Glenn. Thank you. Let's get our final peek at the forecast. There's still a little bit of winter ahead.
Yeah, enjoy a little bit of spring tomorrow. And then just around those supper hours, it'll start to transition over to winter weather. Tomorrow a high of 10, but it will be windy. The gusts will start around 50 kilometers per hour later in the morning, and then by the afternoon up to 70 kilometers per hour. And then 6, 7 p.m. in the city specifically, that's when the snowflakes should start to fall. Visibility may be greatly reduced because for tomorrow night, it will also be combined with strong winds. 1 to 3 centimeters. Thursday night, and then another 5 to 10 centimeters on Friday. Check out your high on Friday, -7, so cooler weather to come too. All right, and this to just give you a little idea of what people can expect everywhere, around that 15 centimeter mark, and then higher amount in through Pincher Creek and Milk River. Weather window brought to you by Lux Windows and Doors, crafting quality windows and doors for your style, budget, and Alberta's climate. Thank you, Kennedy Wolf.
Thanks for your company tonight. Have a terrific evening. We'll see you again tomorrow.